Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So thank you so much for tuning in into my channel. This makeup look was the most requested makeup look. Now as you can already tell, it has a beautiful western look, and also as soon as I pair it up with some jewelries, it's perfect for that eastern look. So you can either do this makeup and go out on a dinner date with your man, or you can decide to go on an Indian party and dress it up or wear like a lehenga or a sari with some pair of jewelries, and this makeup look is a perfect one. Now we all know that red is a classic lip color paired up with gold and black, something that almost goes with everything, all kinds of outfits, right? Now hence why I did not use any glitter. So this is like a very sophisticated, beautiful makeup, very flawless, very easy to do. This is the kind of makeup that I do when I don't have time, because sometimes I have to attend like parties, like product launch parties, or like let's say I'm going to an Indian party and I don't have time because I just came from work and I need to get ready really quick. This is the makeup I always go for. With this makeup I barely have to do anything with my hair. I keep it straight and I just go right into the makeup. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. Now I've already prepped my skin with a moisturizer. That is very important because the first thing you want to do is you want to prep your skin with a beautiful moisturizer before you head into the makeup. First thing first, I'm going to start working on my brows. For that I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. This is the brow pencil one, and this is retractable, and also this is in the color called dark brown. I always like to create that vertical strokes right in the inner part of my brows, and as I'm working towards the outer part of my brows, I always like to make it a little darker and also more prominent. Once it's done, I'm going to be using that other side of the brow wiz, which is a spoolie, and I'm going to just carefully brush out my brows. Now I'm going to move on to concealing my eyelid, and for that I'm using that 6 palette of MAC concealers, and the shade that I'm using is actually in NC40. This is the similar shade to my skin tone. It has a correct amount of orange in the concealer, so it helps hide not only my flaws on my lid, but at the same time it hides all my dark circles around my eyes. So it's a very good substitution. Instead of orange concealer, you're gonna be using a darker concealer or something of your actual skin shade, so it has a correct amount of orange into it, so that when you apply it, it helps you hide all your dark circles. So as you can see, as I'm applying it on my underneath my eyes, it's blending really well, and if you compare both eyes now, I don't have that dark circle anymore. Now I'm going to first set my eyes, that concealer, with some powder. For that I'm using my NC42 powder by MAC Cosmetics. This is the Studio Fix powder. And now moving on to a palette. This is my favorite eyeshadow palette because it has a lot of different colors, but I always like to use that brown color as my transition color. This is the Beached palette by Urban Decay. So I always like to use that light brown shade because remember, light brown is a beautiful color to use as a transition color. So I always like to use that color around my crease. But for this look, I'm not only going to be using this on my crease, I'm also going to bring it downwards towards my lower part of my eyes. So once this is done, I'm going to now darken up the crease a little bit more because it was too light, and now I'm going to bring it down towards my lower part of my eyes. Remember, I already concealed it, and this is the reason why I've already concealed it. Once the blending is done, I'm going to move on to this eyeshadow. This is called Innomineral eyeshadow. This is a Canadian one, and the shade I'm using is called Tiger's Eye. So what I'm going to do is I poured some on the lid, and this is the Innomineral brush. Oh, don't drink the water because I'm going to be using this water. So I'm going to dip my brush right into the water, I'm gonna take off the excess, and I'm going to now use that brush to pick up all those colors that I've just poured onto the lid. And now I'm gonna put it on my actual lid, which is my eyelid. And once I swipe it, you see how pigmented that is? This is my favorite trick. And something I've recently figured out. Before, I used to just tap some gold eyeshadow. Like if you don't want to wet your brush and do this, you can just, you know, tap some bit of copper gold or gold and put it on your lid. But see how pigmented that looks? This is amazing. This eyeshadow is amazing. Honestly, you can even do it with like Inglot loose powder, like the loose pigments, or you can even do it with MAC loose pigments. I just figured this out. You can do it with literally all kinds of eyeshadows. You don't have to only do it with this eyeshadow. But yes, this eyeshadow do work best with the water. Once I'm gonna try to dry it. Once it's dried, it's going to stay in place and it's gonna be staying put, like it won't move or anything. Now I'm going to go straight into my liquid liner. For that, I'm using NYX liquid liner in shade black, and I'm creating that beautiful wing liner look. So once the wing liners are done, it's time to use my black eyeshadow. For that, I'm using my Inglot black eyeshadow. I'm not too sure what the number is, but I'll list it down below in the description box. What I always like to do is I'd like to pick some black eyeshadow on a pointed brush, and then I like to place it right where my eyeliner and the lid color and the crease colors are meeting together. And that's where exactly I pour some black eyeshadow and I try to blend it inwards, and exactly this is the look you want to get. Not too black, because you don't want to put too much black all over your lid. Just on the outer corners, it gives you that cat eye look. For lashes, I'm using Lashatou by Lashatou. This is actually called Girls Night Out. That's what the name is. Girls Night Out by Lashatou. And these are also Canadian lashes. They are also sold in Bangladesh. For those of you who live in Bangladesh, you can contact them through Instagram, and they do supply there as well. So these lashes are a game changer. This makeup look is nothing without lashes. So you definitely need a good pair of lashes. So once I'm done with the lashes, I'm gonna quickly put some more eyeliner on top just to hide all the glues that are showing. See that glue? And I'm gonna quickly hide it with some of course eyeliner. Now moving on to the foundation. For that, I'm using 330 foundation. This is the 24-hour foundation by Maybelline. Has a very amazing full coverage. You will see it in a bit once I'm done blending it. Now always the trick is, yes, a beauty blender is the easiest, fastest way to apply the foundation, and it blends very nicely and all that stuff. But also remember, beauty blender gives you sheer coverage, so because it takes up a lot of the product, you know, it soaks up on a lot of the product. So if you want to get a full coverage and you want to get the full benefit of a full coverage, you definitely need to use a foundation brush. And it's also easy when you work with a brush, because you can always work around the eyebrows and stuff like that. Sometimes I find in Beauty Blender, you can't really work around the edges, and you kind of have to, again, spend time using a brush. So once the foundation is done, that's it. I'm going to now straight go into my Studio Fix powder. This is in the shade NC42, which is my shade. And I'm going to take a whole bunch of powder and set my whole face to give it that flawless full coverage look. So you have a full coverage foundation, and now you have a full coverage powder. That's it. You don't need to use a cream highlighter, cream contour, baking techniques. You don't have to do, you know, dust over the bake and then put highlighted powder, contour powder, all that stuff. You don't have to do it, okay? For this look, it's just basically a foundation, a full coverage foundation, and a full coverage powder. Remember, the trick is to quickly do the makeup. So here I'm using some mascara because I'm done with my lower part of the eyes anyway. So I'm just gonna put some mascara on the lower part and also put some mascara on the top part and kind of try to blend it with my lashes. That's it. That's what I'm gonna do. And for my mascara, by the way, I'm using Benefit Cosmetics Bad Girl Bang Mascara. Next, moving on, I'm going to now work on my waterline. For that, I'm using a cream color. This is Kohl Pencil by Inglot Cosmetics. And next, moving on to my nose contour. For that, I'm using my Holla bronzer, and I'm using a Morphe angular brush to contour my nose. You can also go for the Inglot FS brush. If you don't like this brush, there's another one. So I will definitely write this number of this brush down below on the description box for you guys to have a look. Once I'm done contouring, definitely I'm gonna go with a fluffy brush to kind of blend it, and I took a little bit of NC42 while blending it out. Now, using that same brush, I'm going to now contour the parameters on my face using my Holla bronzer. And that's it. You just make a fish face and you go around it, chiseling your jaws and like cheekbones and a little bit on the forehead. If you have a bigger forehead like me, please go ahead and contour it. If you have a smaller forehead, you can skip that. And now to set all that powder, I'm using my makeup setting spray by Maybelline. Now moving on to the blush. For that, I'm using Dolce Pink by Milani Cosmetics. And just smile and just dab some powder all over your cheeks. And now moving on to the highlight. For that, I'm using, oh my god, I can't speak. For my highlighter, I'm using Maybelline Strobe. This is in the shade, sorry, I think this is in the number 100. This is kind of like the gold color one. And I'm doing my usual drill. I'm highlighting the higher points of my face. Cupid's bow, a little bit on the chin. You want to also, keep it more dewy and nice like that. Once that's done, move on to the lipstick. For that, I'm using Beso by Stila. This is one of my most favorite reds out there in the market. I do like Fenty Beauty's red lipstick, but I do love this one as well. This is one of my favorite and it suits my skin tone. I'm someone who has a tanner skin tone, but this color definitely complements my skin tone because it has a little bit of that orange undertone to it. So that's it, guys. That's the whole makeup look. So of course now I'm wearing like no jewelry, so you can definitely see that you can wear this look with a beautiful black dress, black high heels, and take on like a nice sleek side purse, and then you're out good to go for a dinner date. This is beautiful, classy. I think any guy is gonna fall in love with you all over again because this is so classy, like classic classy, beautiful. Now when I've paired it up with the jewelry, someone actually told me this is the look that Deepika Padukone did, and I have no idea because I am a person who loves green beads in a jewelry. I'm a big fan. I don't know if you've seen, most of my jewelry has that green touch to it. But yeah, once I paired it up with the jewelry, it's a perfect look to even wear your lehenga or a salwar suit or sari, and you will look classy as hell. Like, this is beautiful. I hope you guys have enjoyed this makeup tutorial. Let me know how you guys liked it, and please, if you guys recreate it, do not forget to tag me on my Instagram at Makeup Azmeree. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you next time on my next video. Mwah. Take care. Bye-bye. And oh, by the way, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.